What's good, is Skano? Do y'all understand what snitching is? And I'm not being sarcastic. I, I question whether a majority of y'all really understand what snitching is. Snitching is when you are involved in a criminal act. You and other, said parties, y'all get jammed up, and you give up info to escape consequences. So you throw some other niggas under the bus to get yourself out the jam. That's snitching, cut and dry. So the shit that happened with Bun B is not that. You know, I question whether, like, say for instance, it's a trap house across the street. You know it's a trap house. It's bopping, woo woo. You make a call anonymously and give info to get that shut down. That's not even snitching. That's informing. You know what I'm saying? So it's levels to this. Bun B got on the stand and told some shit, but not to save his own ass. You know what I'm saying? So somebody broke into his home, ran up in his spot, had a heater to his woman's head, his wife. She was being held at gunpoint. Bun B, comes from upstairs, armed. He manages to get off shots and wound the assailant. So obviously, dude survived because Bun B is now testifying at his trial. And in what world is that snitching to y'all? Now, regardless, because it is certain hood dudes and certain street niggas, regardless of the situation, they gonna stick to code. You never talk to 12. Under any circumstances, do you relinquish any information to law enforcement? You know what I'm saying? So even if it was a case, heaven forbid, someone shot down your damn kid, and you know who the assailant is, street code, you don't say a word. You handle that. Now, I'm not saying this is rational, reasonable thought. I'm saying this is how I go. So, in that regard, though, listen, man, Bun B he's in his 60s, and he's not even a gangster for real. Like, I mean, he's a musician, man, you know. So, to try to hold him to the same standards that you would hold a legitimate street, come on, man, it's asinine. This man is a grandfather at this point. Well, what I'm saying is he's a civilian. He's a businessman. He's not a gangster. He's not in the streets. And, I doubt he has been in the streets for a long time, if he ever was. So I'm saying, no, at this stage, he's a civilian with a name, but a civilian nonetheless. So these rules do not apply. So you niggas that just jump on the internet and run with any narrative for views, it is what it is. But in the same vein, the second part of that legendary duo, Pimp C, the late Pimp C. I see it's been a lot of, it's starting to resurface the rumors, the speculation surrounding his death. And no one believes this dude OD'd on lean, man. I already spoke on this months ago, coincidentally. When they found his body in the hotel room, they said he was kneeling in a prayer position, blood everywhere, including like he had vomited blood. I always said, dude, somebody put something in his drink. I believe he was poisoned, he was drugged, but initially I felt, because if you know, it's some chicks that will target ballers, you know what I'm saying? Niggas they know caked up. And for that swipe, swipe. So and if you know, you know, the Visine, that's what first came to mind. Now, if you hit to the Visine game, it got to be just the right, you know, you hit them with a couple drops of that Visine. As a young lady put me on the game some years ago, how they pull the play off. You know, you get to the hotel room, you're chilling, woo woo, you know, you can step away, whatever, you on the phone, whatever. You hit him off with a couple drops of Visine. I probably shouldn't even be putting this out there, but it's out there now. And it's like a knockout, you know what I'm saying? But you can't, you got to be exact with the dosage because you can kill somebody. If you know Visine and alcohol is a toxic, deadly mixture, but as long as it's been used since back in the 90s, probably before then, that's when I became aware of it. You know, certain individuals, like I said, know who the hell figured that one out, though. Who the hell figured that out, man? You hit somebody with some Visine and they out. You know what I'm saying? But then I felt like that was the play, and maybe they just got overzealous, you know, and it was just a toxic dose, which resulted in dude's death. I never felt like he OD'd off lean. That's rare. It really is. Niggas don't just be ODing. Niggas be overdoing it. You know what I'm saying? But to kill yourself on lean is usually a drawn out process. I'm not saying it's impossible, but these niggas be knowing what they doing with. I don't fuck with lean, but these niggas be knowing what they doing with the dosage. I don't believe he OD'd on no lean, man. But in a kneeling position, now he could have just been in agony. He could have been in physical pain from whatever he was in. I believe he was poisoned, like I said, and whatever it was, man, had him vomiting up blood, and he was just in so much pain. Maybe he actually was praying. You know, maybe he knew death was imminent. But I'm getting off track. But so, you know, it's all type of rumors out there about Pimp C, how people really thought he passed. But it's one interesting line of thought that I came across a while back, and that is that he had some issues with a Memphis drug kingpin. It was said that this dude from Memphis, who was a big dog, I don't know how exactly him and Pimp C made contact. Maybe he was the plug. I don't know. But it said that him and Pimp C, with jealousy. A lot of times, man, you'd be surprised how often jealousy, like, in regard to women, like, niggas fall out over women all the time, man. In all walks of life, from the streets to the corporate boardroom. So it was speculation that this, you know, who shall remain unnamed, you ain't gonna hear from me. This kingpin, he was the one to set the play up to get, you know, Pimp C out the way. And as you know, Pimp C was, as I recall, Pimp C disrespected this man in some kind of way. Because if you know Pimp C, he would speak his mind. He was the type, and he was a real nigga. He would say things that everybody didn't, you know what I'm saying, might rub some people the wrong way, but he kept it trill. You know, like when he spoke about Diddy years ago. You know what I'm saying? Talking about, you know, the parties and, you know what I'm saying? Like basically, you know, just calling out suspect shit, man. But anyway, so it's like, there's so many different rumors out there. But I tell you what, I'm not an expert when it comes to lean. I've never heard of somebody vomiting up blood to the point where there's people that said they believe he was sacrificed. It's just the way the scene was. You know, I mean, literally a blood-soaked bed, blood on the walls, just blood in the vicinity everywhere. And it's like, OD. So, but you know, like I said before, man, bodies tend to, and I'm saying figuratively speaking, bodies don't stay buried forever, man. They just don't. So at some point, you know, well, Jimmy Hoffa still ain't been found, but yeah, as it relates to Bun B, man, shit is cap. Now, like I said, I'm not gonna say I would testify against somebody, but that's irrelevant. I still don't look at that as snitching. So niggas, just call it like it is, man. 216 Skano from the gutter.